Located about 588 kilometers from the state capital Hyderabad, the Venkatapuram village lies in the Visakhapatnam district, in the state of Andhra Pradesh, on the east coast of India. In 1961, a chemical plant under the name of Hindustan Polymers was officially established and started manufacturing polystyrene and its copolymers. Copolymers are derivatives of the same monomer styrene, and polystyrene is one of them. In 1978, the company merged with MC Dowell Holdings, a subsidiary of United Breweries Group, which specializes in manufacturing beverages. The South Korean company LG Chemical found India to be a suitable place to expand itself, and in July of 1997, took over Hindustan Polymers, renaming it LG Polymers India Private Limited. Fortunately, the Koreans have plans for an equally strong presence in Indian market, and LG is one of the leading manufacturers of polystyrene in India. In May of 2019, however, LG Polymers noted that the company doesn't have the environmental clearance for continuing the manufacturing of the current quantities. It was later determined that the plant was likely operating in a legal gray area, since the environmental clearance was up to federal regulations, but the enforcement was left up to states. While there has been no indication that the lack of clearance played a role in the disaster, experts say that operating the plant for years without clear regulation is a great concern in a nation with many of the world's most polluted cities. Unclear safety regulations, along with bad maintenance and outdated protocols, are often the key factors leading up to industrial disasters. And tragically, these concerns would become reality. On the morning of Thursday, May 7, 2020, the combination of these factors would eventually turn out fatal. At around 3:30 a.m., white smoke clouds started appearing from one of the storage tanks at the LG plant, the first visible sign of the poisonous styrene gas being leaked. Some people also reported hearing an explosion. Styrene is an organic compound used for manufacturing of polymers and plastic. It is manufactured in petrochemical refineries, and is likely carcinogenic. It can enter the body through respiration, but also through the skin and eyes. According to India's Manufacture, Storage and Import of Hazardous Chemical Rules 1989, styrene is classified as a hazardous and toxic chemical. Short-term exposure to styrene in humans results in irritation in the mucous membrane and eye, and gastrointestinal problems. Long-term exposure impacts the central nervous system, leading to headaches, fatigue, weakness, depression, dysfunction, hearing loss, and peripheral neuropathy. If the concentration of styrene goes beyond 800 parts per million, the person exposed to it can go into a coma. Experts say that immediately after the leak, the levels could have crossed 1,000 parts per million in the nearby areas, which is why people started fainting. The eventual factor in the chain of events that lead to the escape of the gas was a sudden rise in temperature at the bottom of the tank. Following that, the gas slowly spread over a radius of about 3 kilometers, affecting 5 villages: Venkatapuram, Venkatadri Nagar, Nadamuri Nagar, Pitamamba Colony and BC and SC Colony. Later that morning, a local retired serviceman, Pratap Singh Tomar, was awoken by people frantically shouting and the honking of cars. This panic was caused by a smell of gas in the air, and the dizziness that some residents were experiencing. Because of his experience of working in these chemical plants, and being trained on safety measures of gas leaks, Tomar realized this could mean a gas leak. And thanks to his expertise and knowledge of the plant being located nearby, he determined, using the direction of the wind, that the plant most likely was the origin. And subsequently, he urged local people to rush to northeastern directions, avoiding the path of the wind carrying the chemicals, saving many lives as a result. For many other residents, any warnings couldn't be received in time. People soon began experiencing symptoms of burning sensations in the eyes, and difficulties breathing. Many people also lost consciousness and were laying on the ground. And consequently, many people living within a 3 kilometers radius of the plant lost their lives as a result of the toxic smoke. It was eventually established that 11 people died living near the plant, including 2 minors. 500 people were also hospitalized. Because of the time events unfolded, all died during sleep. Additionally, 32 animals, including cattle, were also killed. People who are still living near the plant continue to do so in a state of fear. Styrene is an organic compound that is found in liquid form, but vaporizes at high temperatures. According to a statement by LG Polymers, the gas leaked from one of the containers storing it. It happened after the plant was about to start operations after being closed for 43 days, after the nationwide lockdown imposed to contain the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic. The sudden increase of temperature, combined with the absence of maintenance for such a long period, were the key ingredients for the recipe of this disaster. The gas remaining in the tanks without supervision, allowed a chemical reaction to take place without notice. And this led to the increase of the temperature, which eventually caused the leaking of the gas. The preliminary findings of the Andhra Pradesh Forensic Science Laboratory have revealed that the accident was due to human error, as the temperature of the storage tank containing styrene was not maintained below 20 degrees Celsius. After the incident, several public health experts drew a comparison with the 1984 Bhopal gas tragedy. Both the Bhopal gas tragedy and the Vizag gas leak occurred during the night, and also when the plants were about to restart after some time gap. We need to learn a lot of things from such tragedies, said Professor V. Ramanadara of the Indian Institute of Public Health, Hyderabad. Although the South Korean subsidiary in their statement claimed to have been following international standards on safety, the accident has raised questions over lack of compliance to the standard operating protocol. Mismanagement in the handling of the hazardous chemical, and lack of on-site and off-site emergency plans to control the aftereffects of the accident. But this is not the complete picture. According to the documents submitted by the company to the Union Ministry of Environment, Forest, and Climate Change, the LG Polymers plant has been operating without a valid environment clearance. Under the provisions of the Environment Impact Assessment Notification 2006, it only had consent for establishment, and consent for operation from the Andhra Pradesh Pollution Control Board. The villagers recall how thanks to the timely alert from locals, the authorities of Greater Visakhapatnam Municipal Corporation and the district administration swung into action and shifted people from the affected areas with the help of police to safer areas. An 8-member expert committee headed by State Special Chief Secretary, Nirab Kumar Prasad, which was ordered to research the disaster, came up with a series of suggestions, including periodical testing of health conditions of villagers in the area, in order to monitor the short-term and long-term impact of the styrene gas on their health. The LG Polymers has shut its operations since the tragedy, and the Korean management, with special permission from the Ministry of Shipping, shifted 13,000 tons of unused styrene in 2 ships back to Seoul. On April 6, 2021, the company got permission from the High Court to move and sell leftover raw material. The plant has since been closed following orders from the Andhra Pradesh High Court. But residents of Venkatapuram and 4 other villages surrounding the plant said that the effects of the incident still haunt them a year later. Srinu Yadav, a transport worker from Venkatapuram, noted that these effects include health issues, such as breathing problems, asthma, and gastrointestinal disorders, and particularly affecting the poor and the middle class. In an interview with BBC Telugu, the Minister of State Industries, Gautam Reddy, said, "We would like the company to proactively respond to the incident and ensure that the same level of responsibility is taken if this incident were to happen in the EU, or the United States. Something that always crosses my mind when these accidents happen in non-Western countries